Stop recording. Speech off.
Top 5 Bop It's of all time. Hey guys, I'm here to discuss the top 5 Bop It's of all time. I think this is my opinion, and it could be your opinion, so stay tuned. Up at number 5, we got the Bop It Refresh, also known as the Bop It with 10 hilarious new moves. Well, then there were new moves. So, let's talk about some of the features about it. Number 1, we get a classic mode that is similar to the original Bop It. Okay? Now, what I mean by that is, you know the original Bop It gives out random moves like twist it, pull it, bop it. You know, it has those moves. So, that's what the original had. It started out as Bop It, Twist It, and Pull It, for those of you who want to know. And it came out 20 years. The Bop It Refresh, or the Bop It Remake, or the Bop It Reboot, or whatever. It actually came out 20 years prior to the original. So, there we go. So, if you want to know, the original Bop It came with Vox Bop, Beat Bop, and Solo Bop. Now, that's what the Bop It Refresh has, only it calls it Classic, Classic Pass It, and Beat Bop Pass It. So, those two games are on the Bop It Refresh, the games from the original, although, albeit they are different in a way. They're different sound effects, different music, and a different person. The original, it was unknown, but now we know him as Buddy Rubino. He voiced the Bop It Shout, and that'll be something to stay tuned for later. At number 4, we have the Bop It Extreme. You may be saying this, why the Bop It Extreme at number 4? Well, it's got some pretty great games. For example, we got Vox Bop. So, we got this Bop It here.
Beat Bop, Solo, Vox Bop.
This is one of the ones I might be demonstrating, I don't know. But we got a Bop It, a Twist It, a Pull It, a Spin It, and a Flick It. Albeit the Flick It is kind of weird. Alright, so, yeah.
Solo. Smash it to start.
Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Be quiet.
Smash it to start.
There we go.
I'm going to sleep.
Alright. I don't know where it's at, but it's down there. So anyways, the reason I say number 4 is the Bop It Extreme is, it's got the Beat Bop mode, which, if you want to know, the Bop It Extreme, it goes up to 250. So, yeah. So you don't take any breaks. But the reason I'm saying it's at number 4, I'm saying number 5 being the complete best Bop It, number 4 being the almost the best, and number 3 we'll get to in about a minute. We'll get to in about a few minutes. So, the Bop It Extreme has 4 game modes. It has Vox Bop, Beat Bop, Vox Bop Solo, and Beat Bop Solo. Okay, so, you had limited playability on the Bop It Extreme. There was the Twist It, which did the high score on the solo mode, and the Pull It, which went through the games, and Bop It, of course, to start the game. So, very simplistic. The spin it and flick it didn't do anything. They were just there. They were added. They were not really unlockable features. Now, the number 3 game, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute, you might be familiar with. I don't know. You might be familiar with it. So, the Bop It Extreme. The scoring. Well, you might get used to it, but it's also annoying. So, yeah. So, that's that for the Bop It Extreme. And at number 3, we have the Bop It XT. Now, you may be wondering, why the Bop It XT? Well, I used to have that game until I broke it. So, yeah. So, if you can ignore the person that's talking in the background, I will tell you. So, the Bop It XT has 4 different games. Solo, Pass It, Party, and One-on-One. But One-on-One was only available on Novice, Expert, and Master. On Pro, you didn't do One-on-One. For one reason, and I'm going to tell you here in just a minute. So, the game went to about, I don't know, 100 per level. So you had Novice, which had like the original Bop It Extreme, only it did it up to 100. You also had a Shake It command, and that was also a command that was on the Bop It app. I think, yeah, that was it. Oh my gosh. Please don't do anything. Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, the Bop It XT had, Bop It, Twist It, Pull It, Spin It, and Flick It. The Shake It was just a command that if you wanted to play it, you could, I guess. But, yeah. So, like I said, we have 4 different levels and 4 different games. And we have 6 different commands. And you can totally get up to like 300, no. 400 points, I guess. But yeah, it was kind of cool. At number 2, we have the Bop It Original. Alright? Now, you may be saying, why the Bop It Original? Well, it was the original Bop It. Okay, so, yeah. So, the original Bop It, it's kind of rare to find it brand new. And for a cheap price as well. Because I remember going on eBay, finding them for over $100. Really? Yeah, that's expensive. That's real expensive. And someone back in the summer of last year found one for about half the price. And it was the 1999, I guess, version. It was 1999 or 1996, I don't know. But the original Bop It had 3 commands: Bop It, Twist It, and Pull It. It was basic for its time. It was fun for its time. Now, nowadays you would see all the Bop Its and say, I don't know. Well, this Bop It, it went like, Bop It, Twist It, Pull It. See, I could barely even do the imitation, but it would do like, ow, if you lose. It would do like, ow, or something like that. I don't want to do it, but it's like really, that's how ridiculous it is. It's like high pitched, or you can get a normal pitch Bop It Original, and you may know that there are 2 different versions. There's 4 different versions. There's the original Bop It, 1996. That went up to 100. Then had Rock Bop, Bebop, and Solo Bop. Then there's the 2000 version that goes up to 200. Then there's the 2002 version, which is a little bit smaller, and then goes a bit faster. It goes Bop It, twist it, pull it, ow! It was like real fast, and it does the same type of programming, but not really that great, I guess. But and then there's the final one that goes real kind of slow, I guess. It's the Bratz Bop It, which was made in 2004, and that was the final release of the original. Oh, that one was released for girls. I don't know why, but it was. And number one, we got the Bop It Maker. Alright, so the Bop It Maker is at the number one spot for a reason. Number one on my lists of top 5 or top 10 is there for a reason. It's the worst, best Bop It of all time. And it's at number 5 is always the best, number 1 is always the worst. Or number 10 is always the best, and number 1 is always the worst. On my list, it is. So, the reason why Bop It Maker's up at number 1, is down at number 1, is because, well, it has 3 different game modes. It has 2 solo games. It will have solo and basic, or classic. Then we have Party, which they brought it back from the Bop It XT and the Bop It Shout, which it brought back the Shout It feature, which, well, you can't really disable. And they have 4 commands on it. You have Bop It, Shout It, Squeeze It, and Roll It. Roll it? Are you kidding me? Roll it. That was kind of exciting for me when the Bop It Maker did come out. But now that it's out, and now that everything about it is gone, and, well, the fan base for that Bop It kind of dies out if the Bop It is gone. But it's kind of sad now. I mean, I did like the Bop It Maker, and I did like it when it came out, but, well, I don't really like it. It's not that great. So it goes up to 100 on both solo modes. And that's it. And the only cool thing about it is you can make moves with it.
Bop It. Party. Empty. Squeeze it and name your move.
I'm gonna make a move right now. Roll it.
Now squeeze it and do your...
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You can cancel
Try
it.
again. Squeeze it and name your move. Nope. Try again. Squeeze it and name your move. Party. Empty. Squeeze it and name your move.
You can cancel it. Or erase it.
Squeeze
It's
it
like
and
a
name your
computer.
move.
Shake it.
Now squeeze it and do your move. Squeeze it and make the sound effect. You made it. Shake it. All right. Hot solo. Bop it to start.
The quality of this Bop It, the speaker is not very good. I can tell you.
Bop it to start.
I don't really like that Bop It at all. I guess you can say, okay, never mind. I guess you could say that that's my top 5 video for today. I'm going to do a top 10 in about a couple minutes. would you like to join me? If so, then
I'm going to
hit me
sleep.
up on the comment section below. Yes, sorry, bro. Goodbye, folks.
Stop recording. Button.